Here is a picture of my failed clutch from my Yamaha. Vehicles that feature this clutch are sold under the name BWs, Vino or Zuma. These clutches have been in production on these vehicles between 1997 and 2005. For 2006, Yamaha redesigned it. What failed on this one is this pin. Here you can see it sheared off into two halves, the top and the rest of it. This pin is missing from this hole, and this pin sheared off twice within 23,000 kilometers or 14,000 miles of travel. And like I said, it's a scooter. It's not entirely bursting with power. How this pin shears off is that you have these two pins being a pivot point, and you have these two friction pads. The friction pads are spring loaded, and when this part is spinning, this is the clutch, when the clutch is spinning under the power of the engine, these spring loaded parts fly out, pivoting around these two pins, and they come in contact with the clutch housing. As soon as they make contact, they will start spinning the rear wheel, thus transferring the engine's power to the rear wheel. And if you look at it, this is typical ductile failure. The surface of this sheared pinhead is butter smooth there. A crack started here and worked its way initially through there until only this much metal was holding it together, and then it just snapped off there. You can see a matching mirror image on the other half of the pin. Same situation. On my other photo, the same pin is sideways. You can see how it's looking. Ductile failure, typical. On this photo I have the 2002 clutch part. That's how it looks like, and they started again in 1997. Same clutch, two pivot points with two friction pads, and for 2006 they have a new one with three friction pads showing with three pivot points. The pivot points are not precisely on, but it's a redesigned clutch. It's better, it's holding finally, because with two pivot points bearing and two pins bearing the load of the torque of the engine was not enough. As it is distributed over three pivot points, it's holding finally. So that's my clutch story and how it failed twice.